Greetings, Keishlings. Keishlong here with my live reaction of My Hero Academia, Chapter 303. Okay, last chapter, we had a bit of a heart-to-heart with the Todoroki family, learning more about Dabi's past and the family's past interactions and everything, leading up to his death. Was completely his fault. Now, be it we did see a darker side of Endeavor, but to be honest, given what was kind of alluded to, it's fairly typical, spousal abuse, which is never to be normalized, but I think we kind of all figured that was already happening, so it really doesn't make Endeavor look any worse other than it just giving us a more clear idea of what we already expected. So, yeah. Dabi is still the worst one. He's literally killed 30 people. So, it's like, no. They gave him a way out, and he made it worse. But Endeavor still shouldn't have been hitting right. But yes, let's see. And also we had Jeanist and Hawks out there in the hallway listening towards the end, or listening to the whole thing. The timeline, not exactly clear. But okay, let's see here. We're still in the room. Excuse us. Sorry about this. We kind of eavesdropped. Would you mind if we joined you on this family journey? And the title is Top 3. Oh. Well, Endeavor ain't going to be in the top 3 anymore. He'll be lucky if he makes it into the top 100 after everything that's been said. So, and Hawks probably dropped as well. He might still be in the top 10 due to hero service and whatnot, and people might disconnect him from his father's, or from both of his parents' crimes. Because, he wasn't the one doing that. Endeavor, that one's a bit more on the nose of, yeah, you can blame him for some stuff, not all stuff. But Hawks is, he little angel boy. And then Jeanist, I imagine he'll be, top dog now. But anyway, let's see here. First, Jeanist and Hawks. I'm gonna zoom in on this just a little bit because of the way the font is. It makes it a little easier to read. Because I literally read that as first. First Jeanist. No, he's Jeanist. Let's see here. I got released yesterday, so I just wandered around collecting information where I can. On behalf of my son, I apologize. What? What? Huh? What the heck is Ray doing? Oh, no. That's not why I'm here. It didn't even cross my mind. Please, ma'am. You don't have to apologize at all. And he is just going like on that phone. We've only come to acquire information on Dabi, though our eavesdropping was like illegal denim. I hate your puns, but they're so cheesy good. What the hell is illegal denim? It's what China makes. Because I think that was a thing. I know there was at least one. No, wait, was it Russia? I know, like, some decades ago, there was one particular country in particular that actually did, like, they took the idea of, like, Levi jeans and then just duplicated them with cheaper, horrible materials just to have that look and to sell because, like, I want to say that it was Russia or China. Maybe it was Cuba, because we had an embargo with them, so they wouldn't have been able to trade for any. So I think it was like that. It was just to make money off of bad times. But anyway, understanding the origins of his resentment is an invaluable clue to our investigation. Now we wish to get the rest of the story from the man himself, how he survived and how he turned into Dabi. I used to watch videos on all the time back in the day. I didn't think my childhood obsession would end up in this state. What a shock. This hadn't... Some of the... Who is talking? I'm confused. The talk bubbles are not helping. I think they're Hawk because of the way that the talk bubbles are kind of lined. Has to be. Endeavor's like, This hadn't come up in conversation since it was all about Toya-kun. But is Shoto-kun's burn mark Endeavor's doing as well? Uh-oh. And Shoto's like, so close. That was me. He can't even talk, but I mean, it's true. Who had every right to resent me? He called me his mother again. Now he's remembering that line. I see. He's remembering his own parental abuse during his own childhood, so he's like, Meanwhile, I wouldn't face those people myself. Close. I love that he's just like, I need personal space, Hawks. I gave up and left them. Shoto-kun, you're super cool. He's like, did I miss half the conversation? Endeavor-san, it's a hellscape out there. Okay, they misspelled scape for one. Right. The locations of Shigaraki, Dabi, Himiko, Toga, Spinner, Skeptic, 132 members of the Liberation Front, and 7 of the near high-end Nomu are all unknown. That's a lot of people. And 7 near high-end Nomus. Along with this, Shigaraki and the Nomu have liberated 6 prisons beside Tartarus. It is not yet known where all the escapees are. Several pivotal members of the Hero Safety Council Commission have perished. Okay, so they did straight up die. Okay. Been severely injured or otherwise rendered unable to enact their duties properly. Oh. Okay, so they all didn't die, thankfully. And heroes seeing that situation isn't getting any better and are submitting their resignations in left and right. With villains on the rise, and we're seeing some villain activity as well. And no faith left in the heroes. Ordinary citizens are arming themselves and taking matters into their own hands, which, yeah, we saw where that didn't lead well. This one dude looks like he's got, like, fiery, like, things, like, coming off of the back of his hand, and they're, like, wrapping around his hand. That's kind of cool. And some stuff, like, behind him. No, wait, that's his other hand. He has, like, fire electric claws kind of deal. Creating a situation where there's more damage brought about by recklessness. Oh, hello, what are you? Who are these people? As it is, the government requesting for relief and help from heroes from other countries. International help. But with the commission at a standstill, the process of sending in heroes is a mess. And Endeavor's just kind of like, it's my fault. He probably is thinking that. That pretty much sums up what happened in the last 2 days. It's just as your wife says. You have no other path to venture down than to fight. But you've also got us. This responsibility isn't just on the number 1. I hope you won't keep this matter for only the family to deal with. I like that it's like, hey, with great power comes great responsibility. And we all screwed the pooch on this one, be it intentionally or not. Why? What? Even if what Dabi says about the Todoroki family is true, it's not the same now. Someone who wants to do right, I want to support them. Consider this a team-up between the top 3 starting tomorrow, or today. today, tomorrow, I do not know these days. But anyway, I've already put my life on the line for Hawks. The road to hell might as well be a runway. Or runaway to me now. Be a runaway? What? If it was a runway, it would have made more sense. Maybe that's what they actually were going to say and they added an A. Well then, with us and your family on board, do you think we can walk with that bit of weight off your shoulders? Of course. He's over there crying with his I didn't deserve this, but I am happy for your support. Okay. That's who actually looks a little sad here, but then he doesn't quite look that way in the next panel. Just until you stop Toyani. Right. It's like we will act as a family to take down the threat that our family created. After that, I'm moving out. This kind of deal. Right then, the first step is explaining yourselves to everyone. You can't dodge Dabi's accusations now that they're out there. I briefly thought over your potential response and what to mention, but there was one odd factor. What exactly is one for all? Bom 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 bom. That was from earlier. Let's see. Yes. When they were trying to get into the hospital. Geez, figured there would be a crowd like this when we showed up to Central, but still. Hello, loud vehicle. We heard that during this fight with Shigaraki, Endeavor had muttered something about one for all. Do you know what that is? Could have some relation to the supervillain All for One? Let's hurry inside. People are starting to make connections. Which, to be honest, the names of those two quirks, how have they gone so long without people making that connection before? I mean, but then again, maybe that no one ever knew the name. Probably the case. I mean, All Might probably wasn't sharing that information. And I think it's actually been mentioned that he never, no one knew his quirk outright, so. And then they just kind of, gave him whatever when he developed it because he didn't have one prior. So, we need to know what that could be. This Endeavor. I've engaged Shigaraki at the hospital ruins to get one. This is just flashbacks. One for all? Yeah. Sorry for using the private frequency. There's a possibility that Shigaraki will be after me. So Endeavor's starting to realize, Deku? Well, what? Something. Oh, it was okay. It was Deku who was saying all that. Deku? And now Bakugo's screaming his head off. Deku, you dumbass! Why am I awake, but you're still sound asleep? Which, the fact that Deku can't even give them answers is going to be bad. Keep it down. So, Sato and Mineta's not really helping. It looks like... Oh, I thought that was Sero's tape, but no, it's actually Suyu's tongue wrapping him up. Keep it down. He sure spent no time moping after he woke up. He's finally getting taken somewhere else. Apologies, Suyu-chan. Wait, who's this person on the far left? I'm not sure who that is. Let's see. I had imagined that the worst when I saw that injury of his. Looks like he's only gotten louder than before instead. Class Perez. I still... I imagine that's just someone that works at the hospital. Class Perez. Togoyami and Kaminari said they can be discharged now. What's with that pose? Why is she doing that with her... He's just covering the nips. That's all he's doing. That's all Tenya's doing. Is he doing all right? From what I've heard, I'm anxious. Aww, Rocket-chan. Um. Hi. What? Oh, it's Hawks and Jeanist. Let's see here. Great explosion, murder god, dynamite. So you're unharmed. Does this look unharmed to you? I wanted to speak with Izuku Midoriya-kun, but All Might requested to be alone with him for now. All Might? And now we're moving into the room now. I feel it. Within young Midoriya, within all for or one for all. Right now, you're having a chat with the previous holders, aren't you? Well, I mean, it's the perfect time to do that training. I mentioned it when we saw him in the bed for the first time and everything, so it's like it makes the most sense. He'll be interacting with the users and then either learn some stuff that will better his training once he unlocks their quirks, or hell, he might actually start unlocking them and only using them at very base levels. That would be a little too overpowering, and maybe he wouldn't be able to use them all the time or whatever like he's done some of the others, but we'd have to see. But either way, that seems to be the end of the chapter, so interesting. Okay. I like that Hawks and Best Jeanist are going to be helping out Endeavor and the Todoroki family in this horrific time that we find ourselves in. Also, they got filled in on some of the details of what's kind of going on in the world in the last 2 days. Basically, anarchy in the streets after the prison breaks, and kind of anarchy justice in a way, given the civilians are trying to defend themselves in light of, hero corruption and all the like, which ain't going so well. If you aren't trained to wield weapons and whatnot, do not use them to defend yourself. It usually doesn't end well. And these are very sophisticated weapons. I mean, blasters, other various high-tech melee weapons, all that kind of stuff. It's I imagine none of these people know how to use that stuff. If it wasn't for Detonarat, where would they have even gotten them? Makes you kind of wonder what would have happened. Would they just all be cowering in fear otherwise? And maybe less damage would be done if they just didn't act and either ran or hid. But no, they chose to act and gain these weapons and all this, and it's not working out for anybody. But yeah, so Endeavor knows all that stuff. He now knows that he has the support of the top 3, which now, the title makes sense, of course. But I thought maybe it was going to, maybe a shuffling. But I mean, it's only been 2 days since all of this stuff, and it's kind of yeah, why would they be doing a new ranking and everything? But also to find out about the Hero Safety Commission and everything, how only some of them died, not all of them. Some are injured and incapacitated, so they can't do their job, which includes calling in other international heroes for added support to kind of quell the violence and everything, which is kind of bad. You would think they would have a backup system with that. Maybe some kind of other government agency, that involves diplomatic, authorities would be able to do this duty in the, stead of the commission in such times like this. It's the whole reason why in the U.S. government we usually have a succession order. For the president, you have the vice president, then you have the speaker of the house, and so forth. So it's why don't they have that for hero commission work as well? I don't know. But whatever. So that's interesting to know. And also the whole talk of one for all. People are starting to make the connections and everything. Endeavor is. So, yeah. But the one who could answer that, for one, All Might probably isn't going to say anything, and Deku is in a coma. The only other two people that would really have any insight on it would be All for One, and they don't know where he is, and the same thing goes for Shigaraki. So, yeah, All Might right now is their best bet for information on that, but like I said, I don't think he would actually give them anything, would he? It kind of goes against the whole thing that he kind of fought for. But yeah, that channel really screwed up things. But yeah, All Might's final words of the chapter of like you're having a meeting with the other users, paraphrasing, of course, which, like I said, makes a lot of sense. I talked about that notion when we first saw Deku in his comatose state, so makes the most sense. Be it what will be the results of that? Will you get to maybe see the two mysterious users? We know nothing about them. We don't know their number order, their powers, their names. We don't know their faces, nothing. So, just a silhouette. And that ain't saying much. So yeah, the next couple of chapters or more could be very enlightening to, more about the users, their quirks, and all that other stuff. So, I look forward to it. But anyway, obviously, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this chapter. Anything I misunderstood, please let me know down below. Check out my other content. I did a couple reactions to the new Pokemon stuff, so if you want to check that out, that came out the day prior. So yeah, just not normal content for me. Not scheduled daily content, whatever. But anyway, so yeah, go check that out. New goal for 2021 is to hit 500 subs, kind of deal. So help out if you can. Links down below for all my social media so you can keep up with my content and have ways to contact me. I stream on Twitch where I do gaming, and I'll tweet out when I go live, part of the One Punch Man podcast on Grim Reaper's channel, so go check that out. And as always, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, Quiche-lings, the Coma arc begins? Question mark? My jaw popped.